Alright YouTube, I'm in Kettering, and this former Friendly's was actually the point of my trip to Kettering today. There was 4 or 5 other locations in the area. They've all closed now. Says this location is now closed. Thank you to all our guests for your patronage. Thank you, what? And there was one here in Kettering. There was one in Vandalia, which is closed, Troy, and Beaver Creek. And there was one that apparently closed on Springboro Pike in Miami Township in the Dayton Mall area, apparently before these other 4 were announced. I do have quite a bit of familiarity with Friendly's from my youth, not so much in recent years. My grandma, she used to take me to the one up in Vandalia quite often, where she lives along with my cousin. And I have just simply said this, as well as other people, there's just simply too many restaurants in the country. I was reading a Facebook post the other day from the Dayton Daily News and WHIO, and it seemed to me that a lot of people seem to indicate that Friendly's just was not doing good service anymore, that their service was subpar, their food was too expensive. They weren't that friendly. There it is, 500 Stroop Road right here in front of Eichelberger Shopping Center. So this and many people complained on the post that they just were not friendly. Their food was too expensive, among other things. And if you don't have good service in today's economy, and your food is lousy, and you don't treat your customers right, customers are just going to go somewhere else. Now, the other main competitor, there's some of the inside of this place right here. The other main competitor they had in this area, Friendly's had, I'm not sure in other parts of the country, they are in some other parts of the country, was Dairy Queen. And Friendly's back in the 80s or 90s, they had probably about 10 or 12 locations. They had one in North Dayton in the Shiloh Springs area. They had one in Trotwood in Northwest Dayton. They had one in Huber Heights. They had one in Centerville. So they used to have around 10 locations. Now the good thing is, because this is in a very highly visible area, it's very likely, and this area is pretty good, so it's very unlikely this restaurant will be vandalized, because you could see the street right here, Schroyer and Stroop. There's just simply too much traffic right here. I really don't know what's going to be used for this, and my heart simply goes out to the former employees, because regardless of what happened, you know, whether it was the fault of, obviously it was probably the fault of the management for not running the place right, but here in this part of the country, even though these jobs do not pay very much, restaurants, it's hard to find a job in Ohio, especially in a former industrial Rust Belt city like Dayton. This just proves that we have too many restaurants. Now, maybe this place might have been able to survive a little bit better when competition was not so darn tight, but now that folks, you know, just don't have the money anymore, you know, people have spoken and have said goodbye Friendly's, and it's really a tragedy for the employees. And Econ Cat did a video a few years ago, only a few miles from here, of the old GM plant, where he said, have happy Thanksgiving, be thankful if you have a job in America. Well, and that same could apply here. Be thankful if you have a job in America, YouTube, and be thankful if you're part of a restaurant chain, regardless of what you make, that knows how to treat their customers right, that is a thriving business, because there's just not a lot of these left. There's the Eichelberger Shopping Center. There's the shopping center I just made the previous. Except for these 3 spaces, the one around the corner, all these others were empty. So that shopping center, even though the parking lot is very full, don't let that fool you. There's a lot of empty commercial real estate in there. But anyway, if anybody has any experience, you know, working at Friendly's or your recent experiences in the restaurant, you know, please post them on the video. Tell me where you think the restaurant went wrong. Do you think they went wrong with too high of prices, not enough customer service, not enough help, and just overall dirty conditions of the restaurant? Because that's what people cited. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving to all my YouTube subscribers and other friends. But that's going to be it for this one. I probably am not going to do any other videos today unless I notice something extraordinary. But that's it for this one.